This is Enigma, and I'm bringing today you a Nukor build. Before I start with the build though, I'm going to start off with talking about the Nukor and why I picked it, because I think that's important to know why, you pick your weapons and why you take them. And really, the only reason why I picked the Nukor is not for its stats, not for any of that, but simply because it's a ray gun. It shoots rays, and it's beautiful, and I love it. And that's basically the reason why I wanted to do this build. If that's also the reason you want to do this build, then awesome, because honestly, you're not going to get very good damage out of a Nukor no matter what you do with it. There is breaking the meta builds where, you get insane crits because of the 4.0 base multiplier, but honestly, that's not very viable, and it only works in a specific situation with these set circumstantial, situations to actually happen for that to work effectively. So I basically built something that I think would overall give you a pretty strong build and be able to work up even into the later game. And so we're going to start out with that. Basically, when you look at this gun, alright, it has good accuracy, whatever. The critical chance is horrendous. You cannot do a critical chance build, obviously, with this. The critical multiplier is insane. The fire rate is okay, 5.0. The magazine is, okay. The noise, obviously, alarming. The reload is 2 whole seconds, so that's pretty detrimental, and that's not very good. The status chance is 20%, and that's the best thing we're going to have to be working off of is the status chance. The radiation damage that it comes with is only 32, even at max level. So this gun's pretty, it's not very good. It's not very good, but it is a ray gun, and I wanted to mod it in a specific way so that I got what I want out of it. I kind of screwed with it and made it into what I wanted, and I made it into a ray gun. So we're going to move over into the build. So this thing maxes out around like 900-ish radiation damage with this current build if you were to have a max Hornet Strike, but I don't, because it takes like 1,000,000 fusion cores to make it. So currently I am running Hornet Strike, barrel diffusion for the multi-shot, just adds more damage in general, a very good mod. You want it on pretty much every pistol. Heated charge, because that's going to go into the radiation damage, and the reason why I chose heated charge instead of the electrical counterpart is because there is a primed heated charge, which is 160% extra heat damage, which will boost your damage up to around 1100 radiation damage, which will give you quite a big boost from the 900, and pretty much adds on 200 to 300 extra damage. So it's definitely worth to get primed heated charge if you really do enjoy this weapon. But I just went with the normal heated charge so you can see what it's like. It's only 4 more points for primed heated charge, so you can fit it in with your 4 forma build with 3 points to spare, if not a little more, because of the reduction from the forma. As I said, it's a 4 forma build. You're going to need 3, yeah, that's right, 3 V polarities and then 1 dash polarity for this to work, because all of these are going to be higher than 7, and that's why we don't have any more of the V polarities. And so on from heated charge, we're going to have lethal torrent, which is a 60% fire rate, which is going to boost us our status chance, and second, also the multi-shot, which will just give us more damage overall, and that puts us at 180 multi-shot, which will guarantee us at least 2 shots and most likely a third one with 180%. So that's pretty good, That's not bad. We're almost guaranteed 3 shots every time we fire the gun. And then we're going to add on Scorch for the extra heat damage to add into that radiation and the status chance. Then Jolt, obviously, to actually make it do radiation damage with the electrical plus fire. Reason why we have the heated charge. You can use the electrical counterpart if you don't have primed heated charge. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. But that'll go pretty well, boosting up our status chance more. Then we have Pistol Pestilence for the toxin and Frostbite for the cold, plus the status chance on both of those, which will boost our status chance to 108%. You could potentially remove both of those, but it pushed your status chance down to 70% a second. And honestly, with this weapon, I wanted to guarantee damage, a guarantee radiation proc, so that's why I did that. Also, viral damage is very good to have because of the effects that it has on health bars. And this weapon will be good against Grineer, mainly because it gets a damage boast. It'll be pretty good against them because of the damage boost. It's 75% in most areas. It's actually very good. It has no negatives in the Grineer field. In the Corpus is going to be neutral, so it'll be okay versus the Corpus. I mean, you can take it if you want to, but it won't be optimal like it will be in the Grineer. And you do not, I repeat, you do not want to take this against Infested, because it will be absolutely terrible against Infested because of the huge reduction that they take from radiation damage. It will not be very viable for C Infested. I do not recommend using this against them. It's just not overall good. So basically with this build, we're going to be adding on, potentially, when I max out my Hornet Strike, around 950 damage radiation and around like 380 viral damage, you know, with the same fire rate and the status chance, which is awesome because it's a guaranteed radiation proc and viral proc. So you're going to have them attacking each other. It's very good for crowd control, and it also is going to be lessening all their health. So this is just a very good AoE gun. The fire rate's really good. You know, obviously with the multi-shot, it's also very good. So we're going to just, you know, step out on a planet, and I'm going to show you what it can do. I'm just playing a class that's not really going to give me any damage, so this will be the raw damage. Let's get to Ceres. We can go to, yep, Grineer. Extermination. It's only 31 to 33, but I've used this weapon in sorties, and it is viable up to a certain point. The weapon is not very good when it comes to just killing tanks, tankier targets. It's really good against Grineer fodder and things like that. Has a lot of, you know, like I said, the crowd controls. You want to just kind of spray it across crowds, and it'll make them all frenzy and attack each other. It's actually pretty good in defense missions for that. The weapon as itself, like I said, is not good against very heavily, like, very tanky targets. It's not very good at tank killing, to say the least. Oh, whoops. So we're just gonna get in here and max out the damage. Of course, it gives us one of those really far spawns. It's unfortunate. Whoops. I am playing the new class,
There is a large platoon of Grineer Marine stationed here.
It's really fast, and when you slide, it leaves like a lag. Alright, let's get this. Yeah, I one-shot him.
Keep moving. None of the scanners have detected you.
You can see like the damage doing. It's really good, actually. And it's getting those radiation procs plus the viral.
Grineer used to be builders, but now all they make is war.
Like it does good damage.
You're on the sensors now. You've been detected.
Whoops. Yeah, we can see it took a little bit more to kill that guy. It takes about, you know, three to 2 shots to kill most of the fodder. Maybe even 1 if you get good proc. You know, it's definitely a viable gun, as you can see. It's not bad in any way. Let me just slash that guy. It actually does pretty good damage, considering. It did a lot better than what I was expecting, honestly. I wish we could get a bigger group of people. It really does show its colors on defense missions. I just didn't want to sit through a really long defense mission. Oh, here we go. They're all fighting each other now. It's really good for that. It just creates a lot of opening for you to play the game, you know? And then you can shoot all of them in the back with it. It's very good for crowd control and for big waves. You kind of have to spray it across, and then everyone starts frenzying. This guy really is intent on killing me. The one thing about the gun, though, is it is not very ammo efficient. And you're going to have to watch it. I would not say this. You cannot just run around with just a pistol. You're going to need to use other weapons, too. Which is, you know, not amazing. But the pistol definitely, it works out, you know? It does good. Like I said, it sends them in the frenzy, and they shoot each other. It will draw attention. So overall, it's a pretty good weapon. We're just going to finish out this extermination. Actually, you know what? I don't think we're going to need to finish it out. I'll just kill this last wave. You know, it has good damage. It's not a bad weapon. Obviously, these are little lower level, whoops, these are little lower level enemies. So, you know, it's not gonna. Oh, another thing to note is the range on it is really bad. It is not very good at long range missions. You should definitely not use too short range weapons like I am, because otherwise you cannot deal with enemies that are far away too well. But I would say I did pretty good with the build. It's definitely, you know, not the best pistol out there, as I said, but it will definitely do what you want it to do, and it does a good amount of radiation damage, and as you saw, it brings a little bit of crowd control to the table, plus lowering everyone's HP with the viral damage. So it's good in team settings, and it's good for controlling the enemies. And also, it's a freaking ray-gun, man. It's a ray-gun. Like, why would you not want to use it? So that's my Nukor build. Yeah, I'm just sliding around on my ship. We can go back and look at it again if you want to look at it. Like I said, those last two mods you can kind of swap out, do what you want. You know, if you have a different build that you do with the Nukor, or you think I can improve something with something else, then let me know. Drop a comment. Any kind of constructive criticism is awesome. Let me know what you thought. And that was a Nukor build. Thank you very much, and see you guys later. Know why, you know, you pick your weapons and why you take them. And really, the only reason why I picked the Nukor is not for its stats, not for any of that, but simply because it's a ray gun. It shoots rays, and it's beautiful, and I love it. And that's basically the reason why I wanted to do this build. If that's also the reason you want to do this build, then awesome, because honestly, you're not going to get very good damage out of a Nukor no matter what you do with it. There is breaking the meta builds where, you know, you get insane crits because of the 4.0 base multiplier, but honestly, this is Enigma, and I'm bringing today you a Nukor build. Before I start with a build, though, I'm going to start off with talking about the Nukor and why I picked it, because I think that's important to see. That's not very viable, and it only works in a specific situation with these set circumstantial, you know, situations to actually happen for that to work effectively. So I basically built something that I think would overall give you a pretty strong build and be able to work up even into the later game. And so we're going to start out with that. Basically, when you look at this gun, alright, it has good accuracy, you know, whatever. The critical chance is horrendous. You cannot do a critical chance build